Okay, a short video for our white belts, yellow belts and orange belts. Now, there is a possibility that very soon we could be returning to the dojo once we come out of the lockdown. Now, we need to be ready for that, so practice as much as you can at home, because once we've returned to the dojo, we'll have a couple of lessons and then we'll be seriously looking at grading. Now, let's have a look at what you've got to know and be able to demonstrate for a grading. Now, the basic stances, that's where we all start. Now you'll notice I've placed on the floor some milk container tops. They're green and they are just an indication of how wide my feet should be in Fudo Dachi. And if I move to Hizoku Dachi, you see I'm right in the middle. Fudo Dachi, my feet come out. And when I go back to Zenkutsu, see my foot slides in, back. See the same width. It's as if I'm standing on train lines. And I'm standing on that track. I don't want to step off or over the train line. So my foot arcs in and then straight back to land on the rail here. Now I've come in a little bit closer. You should be able to see the bottle tops, the milk container tops. It's a width just around about the width of your shoulders. That's your basic Fudo Dachi. Now when I move back to Zenkutsu, foot in, back. And you notice my foot rolls in and then presses away. And the Hizoku Dachi, of course, is in the middle of those two bottle tops. Zenkutsu, here. Now the Kokutsu, we come in here, but straight back. See, straight back. So the heel of that front foot is into the ankle here. So Kokutsu, here. The Kiba Dachi is almost another shoulder width apart. Not quite, but see how it's much wider than Fudo Dachi. So I cross my arms here, make my left foot go further out, sit, block to either side. So I'm quite comfortable in that stance. Back straight, knees bent, arms here, back up. Now, let's say you're preparing for your yellow belt or even your orange or green belt. You should be able to understand and demonstrate the following basic karate stance. Hizoku Dachi, make a belt. Fudo Dachi, Hizoku. Fudo Dachi, Zenkutsu. Fudo Dachi, Zenkutsu. Fudo Dachi, opposite side. Zenkutsu. Fudo Dachi, Zenkutsu. Fudo Dachi. Now the Kokutsu, Kokutsu. Fudo Dachi, Kokutsu. Fudo Dachi, opposite side. Kokutsu. Fudo Dachi, Kokutsu. Fudo Dachi. Kiba Dachi. Fudo Dachi. Kiba Dachi. Fudo Dachi. Hizoku. Now you should know also how to move and to turn. Now when we move in a karate stance, say Zenkutsu here, what we do is drift in and out, drift in and out. So we're moving in Zenkutsu, forward or back. Kokutsu, same. You just move your foot through and push that back knee outward. here. When you move in keyboard arch, we usually do a cross stance here and then keep going. Back the other way, here. Okay, now to turn in karate from, say I'm facing the wall and I want to turn to face the camera, I'm in Zen Kuts. I move the back foot right across and then turn. Okay, you watch that again. I'm in Zen Kuts and I want to face the camera. Move the rear foot, the back leg, so that it now is the front leg. Okay, and if I want to turn this way, move the rear leg across so it becomes my front leg. See, it's just a matter of pivoting and stepping. As I step, that one's just going to turn here. So I'm facing the opposite direction. And that's quite handy when we do the katas or line work here. Okay, so the basic stances and how to turn and how to move in karate. Now, basic karate technique. You would have to demonstrate how to punch. Now, you know how to clench your fist correctly. You know that it's thrust out in a straight line, either to Chudan or Jodan. But the exercise Karazuki, what we do is, the instructor gives you the command Karazuki, right? So he's asked you to make a bow. You come to that stance, ready stance, without being told. Hajime means to commence. You immediately drive out an open hand block, followed by one punch. Then every time you hear the instructor count, ich, ni, san, si, go, rock, shich, hach, ku, ju, hai. Hainaut. Hainaut just means yes, that's enough. And then hezok. So let's shorten that basic down so there's just 5 punches. So without any description, Karazuki. Hey! Hey! Okay, that's the first type of punch, a basic punch. Now we want to do a punch where we step forward towards our opponent. We've got to step forward to reach them. Okay, so what we do here is we start in Zen Kuts, feet come together, continue, pushing your punch. Feet together, punch. We can go backwards, here, here, and back. So that's a stepping punch, oizuki here. Now the counter punch is when we go back, and it's either a block and punching here. That's a Gyakuzuki counter punch. Now if I wanted to change that to a lunge punch or a stepping punch, I have to step. Okay, so that's a little bit about the punching. Now, the next thing is the kicking. And here I want to introduce a target so you can see the height at which you should kick and how the kick should go out to the target and then recoil back away from it. Alright, now what we've got is just an ordinary clothes rack. I'm sure you've got one at home. Drape a towel over it. I've just pegged it into place so it doesn't fly off. And then practice Hezoko Maigiri to begin with. So Hezoko Maigiri. Now, with my knees sharply bent, I'm going to raise my knee and kick. Now you notice I don't try to boot it as hard as I can. All I do is lift the knee, extend the lower section of my leg from here, out to touch, and then bring it back. So it's out, back, here. Alright, so that's Hezoko Maigiri. Now if I'm going to do Sonobai Maigiri, all I do is start from here. Then I do exactly the same thing. 1, 2. Alright, Sonobai Maigiri or Hezoko Maigiri here. 2 types of kick. Just giving you something to aim at. Now the next basic is how to block. And there are 5 major blocks, but when we're a white belt going to yellow, we only expect you to do 3 blocks. And then once you are a yellow belt or an orange belt, you should know the whole series, and that is the Uchiuke and the Shutoke. So let's have a look at the blocks first. If I'm standing here, the downward block, both sides. Let's do that again. The rising block, again. The cross block, Soruke. Let's do it again. And for the yellow and orange belts, Uchiuke here. See, it's the same as Soruke, but it's coming the other way. And finally, the knife hand block, Shudoke. So there are the 5 major blocks. Now a good way to practice them is come to this position and then start with the downward block, rising, cross, uchi, shuto, finish. It's a good little exercise to run through your blocks. Now the Kihon Yondosa, that's an exercise where we step into 4 different directions and execute a block followed by a counterpunch, a gyakuzuki. Okay, now let's have a look at those 4 steps. They're always the same. We go forward, just the footwork, here, right, go back, number 3 and number 4. So that's the stepping pattern. Now, let's assume that you're doing the first 3 blocks only. So, once we start with the formal bow, now we switch to the next block, which is the rising block, Age Uke, and you can kiai, if you can at home. We don't want to make too much noise, but in the dojo you would certainly kiai, so you would block. Hai! Hai! cross block now, so there, okay? Hai! 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 Now, for the slightly higher two grades, the next block is here. Hai! 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 And finally, Kokot's side step. Hai! 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 Now, one way of practicing Kihon Dosa by breaking it down would be just do stages, like from here, each knee, each knee, each knee, sun, each knee, sun. See, you just gradually get used to the rhythm and how your feet and hands should work together. Now, sometimes in a grading, they asked you to do line work. That's where you move up and down the dojo doing a particular karate technique. Now, the major ones, of course, and we have dealt with this in past videos, so I'll do it on an angle here so you can see it. So we're doing Oizuki, and it can be the Jodan or Chudan. So we start at each knee, san, awate, Chudan, each knee, san, awate, Gyakuzuki, each knee, san, awate, hai, each knee, san, awate, hai. Now we can also do other techniques. The most common perhaps is Maigiri. So here, start off with a marker kick here, right, and then you can move your guard up, and then when you get the count, change your arm positions, then kick. Each knee, san, shi, awate, hai, each knee, san, ha, awate, hai. Hizok. Okay, it is hard, isn't it, when you've got limited space to practice. But just do the best you can. Practice inside, out on the drive, just wherever you can find a little bit of space. Okay, now, after the line work comes the kumite. Now, Kihon kumite is where you actually have a partner and you've both got roles to play. One person attacks, the other person blocks and counterattacks. So let's do the attack first, and you imagine the camera is my opponent. So I'm facing my opponent. Onegaishimasu. I pre-warn him where I'm going. Jodan! Hai! Jodan! Hai! Chudan! Hai! Chudan! Hai! Now that's my series of attacks. Right, left, Jodan, right, left, Chudan. So I politely bow and then come to receive my opponent's attack. So now the camera's attacking me with Jodan. The opposite side, Jodan. Now the Chudan. Now, of course, the next level up is Jiu Ippon. The only difference really is, once you've made the bow, you don't start the attack or receive the attack from this stance. It's more here. So if I'm attacking the camera now, it's Jodan, hi! Back up, Jodan, hi! Jodan, hi! And with Chudan I can kick. Aye! Now, when we defend, again, it's from this stance. Keep your arms low so that your opponent is quite confident to attack that area. He won't be if your arms are in the way. So I make it easy for him. Comes in Jodan. Hi! I spin around, wait for his left. Hi! Now he's coming Chudan. Hide! And now that kick comes in. Hide! So that's the kumite. Freestyle, bit difficult to do it without a partner, but we can pick that up once we come back to the dojo. Jiu kumite is freestyle. You're free to attack and defend with almost anything you like, as long as it's safe. Now, many of you will know the katas as well. So if you do, make sure that you can run through them in the correct order, nice and tidy. And if you don't know them, don't worry. Okay? So those who know the kata, let's start with the Heian Shodan. Let me start by standing the same way that you would be here. So you've made your bow, yoi position, you turn to the left, block, walk through, double round, stand for aguke, repeat, repeat. Big turn. So, perhaps I can do that second half coming towards you so you can see how it works. So, that would be from here. Oizuki, slight pause. Then round shutoge. Heian Shodan. Now, the next one is the Heian Nidan. Make a bit more room this time. Heian Nidan. Hide! Ni. Okay, now it's hard to practice kata in a small area, and of course carpet, it's such a strange feeling under your feet when we're used to the mats or the wooden floor. So we understand that it's a bit tricky, so just go through it, see what you can achieve, and it'd be nice if you could put it on video and send it to me. Now think also, you should start now knowing the Japanese terms. The stance, Hisoku arch, footed arch, Zenkutsu, Kokutsu, Kiba arch. To turn and face the other direction is Mawate, means about face. Hajime means to commence, start. Hinote means to finish. Okay, sensei is teacher. Kancho is like the head teacher. Dojo is training hall. What else? Sarets. If we're doing something someone called sarets, we quickly run into position and line up. Okay. Now, counting in Japanese. It's quite easy. Let's go up to 5. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, 6 to 10. We'll start at 1. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Rock, shich, hach, ku, ju. Okay? And ki-ai, by the way, means to make a shout from your stomach. Eat here. Okay? A ki-ai. Alright, I think that's about it. So, heaps of practice, and we look forward to getting back to the dojo very soon and starting to work towards our grading. Okay, good luck with that. Keep in touch.